In the closing stages of the 2023-24 season, we can confidently say that Victor Wembanyama is the real deal. Before entering the league, the hype surrounding Wemby was something we hadn't seen since LeBron James. Never have we seen such a lengthy player who is that skillful and with that good of an outside shot. Big things were expected of the 7'4" unicorn in his first season, and yet somehow he has seemingly exceeded those expectations already, seemingly breaking new records every single week. With that said, let's take a look back at the incredible rookie season of Victor Wembanyama and all of the records he has broken as of the closing stages of his first season. Welcome to Sportsphere. Let's get into it. Before we delve into the records, it's also important to note that Wemby's rookie season has seen him on a minutes restriction in almost every game this season, averaging just under 30 minutes per game for the year. Regardless, let's get into the first record that Wemby broke. Prior to entering the NBA, while playing in France with Metro 92, his highlights were being watched by NBA fans every single week. And this translated to plenty of eyes on Victor Wembanyama's debut game for the San Antonio Spurs. So many people were watching that the Spurs rookie broke a viewership record in his very first game. Wembanyama's debut was the most watched opening night game in more than a decade. Over 3 million people watched live as Wemby scored 15 points in his debut game against the Dallas Mavericks. The attention has not gone away, and fans still love watching Wemby whenever he takes to the court. I bet Wemby never expected his jersey from that debut game to also break some NBA records. Well, that's exactly what it did. A jersey that Wemby wore in the second half of his debut for the Spurs against the Dallas Mavericks sold for an insane $762,000 just days after his debut. The previous estimates were that the jersey would sell for around $100,000, but I guess Wemby is not your typical star rookie. He is a special kid who has the potential to be one of the all-time greats. That figure of $762,000 is the highest ever paid for any NBA debut rookie jersey. And who knows, with the potential that the Frenchman has, this could even be considered a bargain one day. While Wemby started off the season with a few good performances, he put the world on notice with his game against Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the Phoenix Suns. In just his fifth game in the NBA, Wemby dropped 38 points on just 26 shots. He went 50% from the three-point line and led San Antonio to a surprise win over the Suns. In doing so, he became the third teenager to score at least 38 points in an NBA game, following in the footsteps of LeBron and the guy he was facing, Kevin Durant.
Somebody else make a play, make him make an extra pass.
How about that spin move by Victor, and underneath Drew Eubanks lays it up and in. And Eubanks inside, met there by Wemby, knocks it away.
He should not be in a hurry.
Victor pulls up at the elbow, and Victor Wembanyama, 38 points with 10 rebounds tonight.
Not to mention, Wemby also delivered the most points in a single game by a player within his first 5 NBA games. Since fellow Spur Larry Cannon achieved the same feat all the way back in 1976. The Frenchman put the world on notice from day one and has broken countless more records since. As a rookie, you expect Wemby to have a couple of cold nights shooting-wise. What's crazy is that in those games, he is still breaking records. Against the Chicago Bulls in December, Wemby went 8 of 20 from the field as the Spurs fell to their 16th loss in a row. Despite that, Wemby still broke a long-standing NBA record. He became the youngest player in league history to record 20 points and 20 rebounds in the same game. Dwight Howard previously held that record, but Wemby broke it by 4 days. Now, Wembanyama and Howard are the only 2 players in league history to accomplish this feat as teenagers. It shows the incredible talent this kid has on both ends of the court. And that 2020 game was no coincidence, because December also saw him embark on a historic and record-breaking double-double stretch. On the 26th of November, Wemby scored 22 points and collected 11 rebounds against the reigning champion Denver Nuggets. He followed that up with another double-double 4 days later against the Atlanta Hawks. His 21-point, 20-rebound performance was actually Wemby's 4th double-double in a row. and he was closing down on the rookie record for most double-doubles consecutively, which was also previously held by Dwight Howard. Dwight saw his record equaled when the Spurs beat the Los Angeles Lakers, as Wemby got his 7th double-double in that game. 2 days later, the Spurs were blown by the New Orleans Pelicans, but that didn't stop Wemby from breaking Dwight's record. He scored 17 points and collected 13 rebounds to make it 8 double-doubles in a row. The streak was broken in the next game against the Bulls, finishing the streak of 8 games, but Wemby still made history with a spectacular run on both ends of the floor. But he wasn't done breaking records in December. On the 28th, Wemby didn't just break a rookie record, he did something that no NBA player has done in the entire history of the league, by dropping a 30-point, block performance in just 24 minutes. Absolutely ridiculous. The Spurs were and still are trying to manage the youngster's minutes as he gets going in the league. But he is still managing to put up insane stats just like this one even in those limited minutes. No other player in league history has managed this feat. It also came in a winning performance, helping the Spurs overcome the Portland Trail Blazers to end a 5-game losing streak. It was a magnificent performance, and something we may not see in the NBA ever again. You might think that all this 7-footer can do is dunk and rebound, but when you take a look at the records Wemby is breaking, he already seems like the most skilled big man of all time, and I don't think it's even a debate at this point. Wemby started off 2024 breaking even more records. On the 10th of January, he helped the Spurs to a massive win over the lowly Detroit Pistons. As the Spurs have done with Wembanyama for most of his rookie season, his minutes were limited, and he was only on the floor for 21 minutes. Despite those limited minutes, Wemby still broke an all-time record by becoming the youngest player in league history to record a triple-double without a turnover. His 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists broke the previous record set by Andre Iguodala all the way back in 2005. Wemby was more than a year younger than Iguodala when he set the record for a zero-turnover triple-double. He almost set another record in the very same game. Wemby's 21-minute triple-double is the second fastest in league history, with only Russell Westbrook needing less time to get the stats needed. Almost breaking 2 records in the same game? That's something we're going to have to get used to with Wemby. A triple-double is a great night for any player in the league. It is the perfect sign of an all-around performance. In February 2024, Victor Wembanyama achieved his second triple-double, but it wasn't like most triple-doubles. With 6 minutes left in the game, the Spurs center blocked the shot of Raptors player Grady Dick to give him 10 blocks in the game. This was the first time that Wemby has reached 10 blocks in a single game, and gave him the most spectacular triple-double. Wemby became the first player in more than 3 years to achieve a triple-double with blocks. He also became the first player in league history to ever notch up 10 blocks and 5 assists in less than 30 minutes. The Frenchman did it all in just 29 minutes, and is already on his way to catching Dikembe Mutombo and Hakeem Olajuwon for the most triple-doubles with blocks in league history. It's no secret that the Spurs are asking Wembanyama to do a lot, and yet the youngster is still performing to an incredibly high level. But these aren't just flashes that we're seeing from the rookie. He is doing special things night after night, and it is producing some very special season stats as well. One of the many attributes that really sets Victor Wembanyama apart from talented 7-footers of the past is that he can hit threes at an impressive rate. Wemby showed in his Pro A highlights that he is an excellent shooter, and that has transferred nicely to the league. He has used that excellent shooting to become the first player in league history with 150 assists, 150 blocks, and 75 threes in a single season. It's been years since we've even seen a rookie record 150 assists and 150 blocks in their first year, with Pau Gasol being the last to do it. So for Wemby to achieve this alongside his spectacular three-point shooting just proves how much of a unicorn he is. No one in league history can contribute as he does on both ends of the floor. It's just ridiculous how quickly Wemby is breaking records, and it doesn't look like he's going to stop anytime soon. Wemby is able to do things on a basketball court that we've never seen before, which means he is also able to break records that no one ever held before. In the entire history of the NBA, no player has managed at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 5 threes in a single game. Even some of the most all-rounded players in league history, like LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, were never able to achieve this feat. There were plenty of eyes on the matchup between Wemby's Spurs and Chet Holmgren's OKC Thunder at the end of February. Despite the Thunder being one of the best teams in the NBA, the Spurs still managed to get the better of them. And it was down to another historic performance by their rookie center. Victor Wembanyama put up 28 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks as the Spurs ran out 14-point victors. He was able to outduel another extremely talented center in Chet Holmgren. He hit 5 of 7 three-pointers on his way to a historic night for the youngster. It helped to stop a 5-game losing streak that the Spurs were on, and it was another record broken by Victor Wembanyama. In that very same game, Wemby broke a record that had been long-standing in the San Antonio Spurs organization. There have been plenty of brilliant three-point shooters that the San Antonio Spurs have drafted, which is why I don't think that anybody thought that a 7'4" center would be the man who hit the most threes in a single game for the Spurs as a rookie. He hit 5 three-pointers in a massive matchup against the Thunder, showing off his impressive shot-making and insane range. There is not a guy who has that sort of shooting range for that size he has. Wemby is such a threat all over the court, and is breaking records all over the floor. The 5'5" club is one of the most prestigious in NBA history. There are only a select few players in league history that have managed at least 5 points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks in a single game. It is so hard to contribute like that on the court, and yet Wemby did it. On the 23rd of February, the Spurs were taking on the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James. It was another historic night for the rookie, where despite the Spurs losing once again, he still made history. In the 5-point loss in LA, Wemby put on a show for the Lakers crowd. He scored 27 points and added 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 steals, and 5 blocks to join the infamous 5'5" club. The list of players to achieve this includes some of the most talented big men in NBA history, like Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Anthony Davis. Wemby is by far the youngest player to ever achieve this feat and the first to add himself to the club in almost 5 years. LeBron James summed it up perfectly after the game, saying, "He doesn't have a ceiling. He can do whatever he wants to do in his career." Pretty accurate praise there from a guy who knows what it takes to be elite in the NBA. This really has been a special season for the rookie. The expectations on him were huge, and yet he is still able to exceed them. Arguably, the most impressive part of Wemby's game so far is his work defensively, with his presence forcing the opposition team to change their methods of attacking the paint. While there were concerns about the physicality of the NBA, the Spurs center has been a lockdown defender this season. While the season has not quite finished yet, Wemby is going to lead the league in blocks this season. He is averaging 3.6 blocks per game, a whole extra block every game over second-place Brook Lopez. Wemby is a lockdown defender, and he is going to lead the league in blocks in his rookie season. This has only been done once before in the history of the league. Back in 1985, the tallest man in NBA history, Manute Bol, was drafted 31st overall by the Washington Bullets. Manute led the league in blocks at 5 per game. Wemby has the ability to become just the second player in league history to lead the league in blocks in their rookie season, and having the most blocks per game for a rookie in almost 40 years, seeing him also as a contender for Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. As well as being one of the best defenders in the league, Wemby is a brilliant shooter. He can jack up threes from anywhere beyond the arc, and it has helped him break records that have been in the league for a very long time. In March, he became just the second player in league history to put up more than 200 blocks and 100 three-pointers in a single season. Only one player in the entire history of the league has managed this before, with Wembanyama joining former 1998 third overall pick Reef LaFrentz. He also became the first rookie since Spurs legend Tim Duncan to put up at least 200 blocks in a single season, showing that the rookie has got to be considered for Defensive Player of the Year. It seems like the Spurs have this special ability to draft brilliant big men, and there could be more titles on the way for San Antonio, with Victor Wembanyama leading the way. We have seen plenty of rookies experience brilliant scoring seasons, but none are as well-rounded as Wemby is. At the start of March, Wemby became the first rookie in league history to have more than 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks with 30 points in a single game. He managed that against the Indiana Pacers, picking up 31 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 blocks. When you combine that with 65% from the field and an insane 75% from the three-point line, you can see why the Frenchman is so highly regarded by the NBA community. Not to mention, most recently, after the 81st game the Spurs played, and Wemby's 71st game, where the Spurs faced the Denver Nuggets, Wemby would achieve another feat that no NBA player ever has achieved. Victor became the first ever player to score 1,500 points, have 250 blocks, and make over 300 threes in a single season, solidifying his status as the most versatile big man in NBA history. In just his rookie season. And as the 2023-24 season comes to an end, the Spurs center will become the first rookie in NBA history to average at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks per game. That stat line is the sort that you would usually see from an elite-level center during a Hall of Fame career. But Wemby is doing it in his rookie season and doing it while playing around 30 minutes per night. He is making historic contributions on a nightly basis despite being just 20 years old. It is hard to describe just how special of a rookie season this is from Wemby. The scary thing about Wemby is that this is probably the worst season he is going to have in the league. It's his rookie season, and yet we're sitting here wondering about whether there are any records left safe in the league that he can't break. This has been such a special season for Victor Wembanyama that there were even records he has broken not included in this video. Pretty much every San Antonio Spurs rookie record has been rewritten by Wemby, and he is only going to get better moving forward. Anyways, that's it for the video. What other records do you think Victor Wembanyama can break in the next few years? Put your thoughts in the comments down below, and while you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching SportsSphere, and we will see you next time.